You've heard of the term black jobs. Exactly what does it mean? Let's chit chat about it. But I do have to warn you, it's not going to be pretty. You've heard of the term black jobs. I'm going to break it down and explain what it means in the political arena. And before we get into this information, please take the time to like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. We've all heard of the glass ceiling. The glass ceiling is an invisible barrier that is put in place to prohibit mainly women and minorities from escalating up the corporate ladder. Even though the women and the minorities may have the skills and the ability to complete the different jobs that they are applying for, they will typically be stopped because they are women or they may be a minority. But there is also a new phenomenon that's going on, and this phenomenon is called a paper ceiling. The paper ceiling is a barrier that is put in place to prevent individuals from escalating up the corporate ladder because they don't have a bachelor's degree. Unfortunately, this affects a lot of blacks. Everyone has been talking about black jobs. No matter what platform it is that you like to watch, you're going to see a reference of black jobs that is being made by different individuals, such as this one. What are black jobs? How are we affected by black jobs? What is this? What is this that they are talking about in the presidential debate? When we were watching the presidential debate, if you did in fact watch it, there was one point and one point only that the candidates did not argue about, and that was the term black jobs. When Trump brought it up and said black jobs, President Biden did not dispute that term. And the way that they continued to discuss it, it was evident that this is a term that is very common amongst politicians and in political arenas.
The fact is that his big kill on the black people is the millions of people that he's allowed to come in through the border. They're taking black jobs now, and it could be 18, it could be 19, and even 20 million people. They're taking black jobs.
The black people that are holding these jobs that they are discussing are known as STARS. STARS is an acronym that stands for Skilled Through Alternative Routes. That means that these people that are in the labor market have some type of certification or no certification at all. And if they do have any certification, they gain them through an alternative route, such as an associate's degree or even a high school diploma. The first insight is that black stars are the majority of the workforce. Employees need these black stars in order to diversify their workforce. Black stars also live in areas that limit their opportunity for economical growth. If you will look at this chart here that is displayed, you will see that almost 2/3 of the workforce are black stars. This number has been stable for decades. There are 17.1 million black employers currently holding positions in the labor force. Of the 17.1 million black employees that hold positions in the labor force, only 4.8 million of them have a bachelor's degree. 11 million of them are classified as stars. That means that 11 million of the 17.1 million are blacks that do not have advanced degrees, a bachelor's degree or beyond. That is a great number. And if you will look at the chart, you will see that this number is very disproportionate to the number of blacks that do have bachelor's degrees. In spite of the fact that we are going to school more, and blacks are starting to obtain degrees at higher rates, we are still being outnumbered by the people who are not obtaining degrees, because as more and more people graduate and enter the workforce, they are not seeking to, for whatever reason, obtain their bachelor's degrees. And typically, we don't want to obtain a bachelor's degree because it's a lot of debt. A lot of people will have to obtain student loans in order to go to college, and they don't feel that that debt offsets the reward of obtaining a bachelor's degree. And a lot of people don't think that bachelor's degrees are significant today. But as we can see by this report that's outlined, bachelor's degrees are indeed still very important in society, especially for us as a people. In order for us to decrease the number of stars that we see on this list, we are definitely going to have to start obtaining some more advanced degrees so that we can advance economically, so that we are able to provide and be self-sufficient for our families. If you look at this chart that's being displayed, you will see that there is a list of 25 jobs that are held by black people. And this is people where we get the term black jobs from. So they basically skip over the paper ceiling, and they basically skipped over the stars and all of that, and they just classify the jobs as black jobs because these are jobs that are typically held by black people. See, there is only one destination job that is listed on this chart, and that is the job that is shown in yellow, and that is the job of a registered nurse. These jobs that are categorized as black jobs that a majority of blacks hold would be those of nurses' aides, delivery and truck drivers, janitors, movers, chefs and cooks, security guards, housekeeping, stock clerks and order fillers, managers, administrative assistants, LPNs, bus and ambulance drivers, medical assistants, truck and tractor operators, receptionists, teacher assistants, office clerks. These are the jobs that have a large concentration of black people working in them, and that's why they are classified as black jobs. As we have more people to migrate to this country, even those jobs are at risk for black people, and they are going to become even more scarce because we know that a lot of people that's coming to America are going to be taking those jobs. What can we do about this stars epidemic? And it is an epidemic. If this information is any indication, it means that our children will be stars and they will be stuck. And it is up to us to make sure that our child is not one. As our graduates graduate from high school with their diplomas and no plans to go to college, the number of stars increases. This is why the number of stars is exponentially larger than degreed individuals. It is imperative that we take ownership and go further than high school. We have to prepare our children to enter a workforce that will enable our growth and financial futures. Everyone is not a college student, but all of us aren't stars either. We have the ability to do more and go further.